Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll and I am running point on this channel. We're headed out to one of the most popular neighborhoods on the east side over the past few years. It is Highland Park for your July real estate update. Highland Park sits just west of South Pasadena, just northeast of downtown. Like I mentioned, this neighborhood has blown up over the past couple of years, as you're going to see from the numbers that I'm going to provide here. We're going to get into the current statistics. We'll look at some month-over-month stuff. We'll look at some year-over-year stuff. And at the end of the video, I'm going to scrap, itch, and pull and try and find you a few homes and homes that have caught my eye that might provide some value and some opportunity in a very hot Highland Park neighborhood. Let's go. So the current statistics out in Highland Park, we do have a decent amount of inventory in comparison to the other neighborhoods on the east side, as we sit currently with 33 homes available for sale. The low end to get in the neighborhood is $650,000. I'm going to touch on that home in the final segment in homes that have caught my eye. Top end, 3.135, 500, so a little over 3 million to get into the top end home in Highland Park right now. That brings our average to 1.356, 163. Average days on market is 48. So you're typically gonna see average days on market on the east side somewhere in that month and a half range. So 48 is right on par with that. Once you start leaking into 2 months, that's when some of the sellers start to lose their patience and we start to see some price drops. Hasn't happened typically in Highland Park because it's such a popular neighborhood, as you're gonna see in the next segment. But it's something to keep your eye on. There might be a few homes that hit that price drop button and give you some opportunity, because if you're going to buy right now at a 7.5% interest rate in a neighborhood that's popping, you got to make sure you find a house that is good value, that's going to appreciate. If we look quickly at July of 2022, we had 17 homes sell at 110% clip, meaning 10% over the list price, which is pretty reasonable, pretty good for Highland Park, not too high. The better months are happening in the 115 to 120 range, but 110 was pretty solid for last summer here in Highland Park. If you're somebody who's looking right now, most important segment, the next one, next month. All right, so I said next month, I meant last month. We're gonna take a quick look at June, what happened out in the market in Highland Park, what it means, what you can project if you're somebody who's looking. So we had 24 homes sell, which is very good. We saw it sell at 108% clip, meaning 8% over list price. That is very good for 2023. What that means is there's competition in the market and people are putting in offers. If we look at the last 3 months, it was 19 sold, 18 sold, and now we're at 24. So we're even seeing some growth month over month in the neighborhood, which is uncommon as well. So like I said, Highland Park is one of those very healthy, very constant, very busy neighborhoods on the east side. The low end last month was 750,000. High end, 2.8 million. That brought our average sale to 1.316, 743. So if we look at the average sale home price right now in Highland Park, it is just at that 1.35 number. The average sold price last month, same thing, 1.31. So we know on average to get into Highland Park, a normal mid-range home there is going to be just over 1.3 million. Average days on market for those homes that sold last month with 21 days. That's on the lower end. Typically you see that number in the 30 to 40 range. So that obviously shows us that these homes in Highland Park, not only are they selling at 108% clip, but they're also going quick when they come available. So if you want to get into Highland Park, you got to be looking daily, weekly, every weekend, checking out houses, even at these rates, and looking for deals. If we look into June of 2022, we had 29 homes sell at 109% clip. So 17% decline year over year. That is very typical. We are seeing big declines because of inventory. Inventory is not going to pop back up until we see rates drop, because there are way too many homeowners, over 80%, that have a 5% rate or lower. So they're not going to sell their house and then go out and try and find one at a 7% rate. It just doesn't make sense. I don't suggest it if you are a homeowner in Highland Park watching this video. So that's where we're at as far as the inventory goes, as far as the monthly stuff goes. It's very competitive, but maybe I can find some deals for you in the next segment, which is homes that have caught my eye. All right, homes that have caught my eye. What I'm gonna try and do here is just kind of give you some access points for the entry level, the top end of the market, so you can get a perspective as the overall view. I'm gonna give you my favorite home, a home that maybe can provide you some value if you're looking at Highland Park, which is very hard to do. Like I said, 108% clip. Homes are going off the market in less than a month. Things are very competitive in Highland Park. The cat's been out the bag for years. Great downtown area. It's really a thriving neighborhood. It's great if you're a homeowner because you're going to see appreciation year over year, which is not constant throughout our country, and especially in certain areas in Los Angeles. Let's talk about the entry-level spot. It's 6531 Pollard Street. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 600 square feet. It's on sale for $650K. This house needs some renovation. It needs some updates. It lacks a concrete foundation, which is very scary. The price per square foot is actually very high at $1,083. But the one caveat I will give here, nice yard, is if renovated correctly, you look at the comps and around in this area, this house could potentially be worth around $1 million. So you have a lot of wiggle room if you do the right renovations, you improve the foundation and get this home updated. There might be opportunities where if you can get in here, get into Highland Park, slowly make home improvements over the next 3 to 5 to 7 years, you could see great appreciation off this home, which is the only way it makes sense to buy a home at 7.38%. And if you look at what Jerome Powell said is the next time he comes out, which is next Wednesday, I believe, is we are going to see another rate hike. So that number is going to rise again, unfortunately, even though we just had a positive inflation report at 3%. He wants that number down to 2% for whatever reason. That's just the reality. Let's talk about my favorite house on the market right now. It's 707 North Avenue 54. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,388 square feet. It's on sale for $1,099,999. They just lowered it $1,000. That means nothing, right? $1,000 on a $1.1 million house. But what that means is they are not getting the offers that they want, right? They are lowering it $1,000 because it changes the threshold of people that see that house, right? People who aren't willing to pay 1.1 and above now see that house on their radar and maybe gets more views for the home. Probably should have done that off the initial list, but I'll back off on that. This house is fully renovated. Nice EV charger. So there's some good value here, but what's attractive to me is the comps in the neighborhood, more specifically the fact that they just lowered the price a minimal amount, which shows eagerness on the seller. And I'm always looking for advantages when I'm trying to buy a home. This home should continue to appreciate over time, and it shouldn't be a bidding war right now, which is something I don't want to do at 7% interest rate. Top dog in the neighborhood. Beautiful home here. We got 6115 Pinecrest Drive, 4 bathrooms, 3 baths, over 4,300 square feet. Like I mentioned before, it's listed for $3.135,500, $726 per square foot. I love it when it's between $500 and $700. So this house is right on that mark. This house has a potential for 3 ADUs. So if you're an investor out there, maybe, if you're risking out in this market, buying homes at 7% interest rate as investment properties, which is a crazy thing to do, maybe there's potential here because you can build up to 3 ADUs, rent in Highland Park at just as high as the home prices. It does need a little bit of updating. That's probably why it's been sitting, and it actually had a $100,000 price drop as they originally had listed it for over $3.2 million. The highest sell in Highland Park this year was $2.13. So this is going to sell $1 million over the highest list price. So I think we might have more price drops coming. Keep your eye on it if you're looking on the upper end in Highland Park. Hope you enjoyed the video. We do this every single month for all the neighborhoods on the east side. Silver Lake, Echo Park, Mount Washington, Atwater Village, Eagle Rock, Lincoln Heights, El Sereno, the works. We also do a ton of other great content that's valuable to homeowners. We got school reports, attractions, restaurants. We also do some celebrity houses and some other fun stuff. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day. Be kind.
Yeah.